Speaking of Origin, let's get our crystal balls out, and I want you boys to cast a year on from now. I mean, Cooper Cronk is mulling over retirement. Let's say he does. Thurston's gone this year. Queensland will have to select 2 new halves next year. Who do you like? Who's on your radar? We'll start with you, Kev, right under the grill.
Kev's gone.
No, well, DCE is one, obviously. He'd come into Ben Hunt.
Top seed, DCE?
Yeah. Ben Hunt, Ash Taylor. They're the 3 for mine in that 7 jumper. They're jostling it out at the moment. I mean, if the team had to be picked, for this year's series, we obviously know who's going to be there. But next year, it's up to those 3 to really step up. And DCE has really turned things around this year, to be fair, at Manly. He's having a great season.
Yeah, well, the ideal world is that Cooper plays on. Because John retires at the end of this year, so we've got Cooper there. Cooper there sort of helping us make that transition, Queensland make that transition in the halves, because they're really important combinations. It's been really successful for us in the modern era, obviously. So, but the 3 that Kevin mentioned are obviously right up there. So, and Kevin this year may bring those players in just in case.
Well, I'd be interested in getting your opinion, Hodjo, because you've played with all 3 of those guys. Who do you think's going to really step up?
Yeah, well, look, if you pick it this year, you probably have to go with Cherry. DC. I think he's a guy that's he's been through the system before. He's played Origin football. It's a big gamble putting young Ash Taylor or Benny Hunt into the game straight away. But if we're talking
he's
about
in career best form again, though, DCE. So he was criticised a little bit. That he hasn't quite made that transition into Origin footy. I kind of blame myself a little bit, with that, Hodjo, where we've got a structure in the way we wanted to play at Origin. He didn't quite get that at the time, but he's a more mature player now. He's a leader at his club, and I think we should be putting a game plan around him at times as well.
That's an interesting confession you've made, because the word was out that the other players found him really awkward to play with because he ran across field. Is that true?
Well, he's got his own different style that he was playing at the Sea Eagles at that particular time. But with anything, any good coaching, I guess, you look at his strengths and look at his weaknesses, and with his strengths, well, then we look to how we can manufacture the team around him. So I think that he's obviously got heaps of experience, and he'd want to try and prove himself at that level again. There's no doubt about that.
Whenever I talk to you 3 blokes, there's one name who the head spins around. You praise him so highly, and that's Ash Taylor. You just seem to feel that kid's going somewhere.
He's the future. He's the future of Queensland representative football. That's my own personal opinion. You got young Cleary at the Penrith club as well. So I think those guys will be, from my perspective, from a Kangaroos coach point of view, I think those 2 guys will be the 2 guys into the future with the representative scene. But he's a terrific player.
Yeah, I reckon with Ash, there's so much he has not tapped into yet. I think he's just playing with his ability. He doesn't know how good he can be, and until he has the right support system around him, he believes in himself and starts steering his team around. I reckon he could be anything. Imagine him and Milf half and 5'8" in Queensland in the next 4 to 5 years to come.